JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Phantom Blood is the first part of the popular manga series created by mangaka Hirohiko Araki. You've no doubt either already read the manga or seen the anime, and there's no way you haven't heard your friends say, "Is this a JoJo reference?" Well, love it or hate it, did you know there are even JoJo video games? Because I can't cover them all in this video, the one I'll be focusing on is JoJo no Kimyo Naboken Phantom Blood, or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Phantom Blood, outside of Japan. It's a PS2 beat-em-up game developed by Anchor Inc. and published by Bandai Namco, releasing only in Japan on the 26th of October 2006. It is the second JoJo game made for the PS2, the first one being JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which was based on part 5 of the manga series, which I'll save for another video. The game's story starts off just like the manga. You see the ancient guy with a dagger using the stone mask, Dario Brando telling Dio about how that sap Joestar thought he was trying to save him, and how Dio should go live with the Joestars before he then dies. It's pretty much just a retelling of the manga. Some plot points are omitted, but it's the same story we all know and love. From what I've read, winning fights that JoJo canonically lost gives you an alternate scene to what originally happened in the manga. Not being able to fully understand Japanese, I can't confirm this. The game uses a nice and simple beat-em-up system. It's not as in-depth as a Yakuza game, but the combat is serviceable and it's really fun to juggle enemies. Before levels start, the game will display the current character's move list. Because it's all in Japanese, I've translated Jonathan's move list for you after he learns Harmon. Most characters have a similar move list, so this should be more than enough for you to enjoy the game. Like I just mentioned, Jonathan obtains Harmon, which is a signature ability from the series, at least for parts 1 and 2, with some sprinkled into 3. If you don't know what Harmon is, the best way I've heard it described is sunlight karate. It's a special fighting technique based around proper breathing techniques. Harmon is added into the game at the same point it was in the manga, meaning that you start off the game without ever being able to use it. Eventually, unlocking Harmon is a literal game changer. It adds a level of strategy, like being able to stun enemies around you by punching the floor with a Harmon attack. You build the Harmon bar up by holding the cross button, but there's an even better way to refill the bar, and it's the most JoJo thing ever. Being a JoJo property, even this game can't escape the allure of posing. Posing gives you different buffs depending on how many times you press the square button before the cross button. One buff increases the speed of your Harmon bar refill, while one pose increases your attack and another increases your defense. There's even one to increase your speed. I really ended up finding the defense and attack ones to be the most useful, since the added recovery speed is useless when you can just spam poses to refill the bar and not take any damage during the pose. If the Harmon bar is empty, you can't use any Harmon abilities, so it pays to manage the resource properly. There's even a charge tech that has 3 levels. I found this ability rather useless, aside from playing as specific characters. The game even features a special ability that can be used after the circular gauge in the top left is filled. The gauge seems to be filled up by damaging enemies and is activated by pressing the R2 button. You then have to spin the right stick in a circle to fill a bar. It only damages the enemy that you collide with, so it's best used against bosses. Some iconic fights even have their own little level gimmicks, such as the fight against Jack the Ripper, where you have the glass of wine that you've got to use as a mini-map, or the one against Dio, where you have to set Jonathan's hands on fire to counter his freezing ability. One of this game's strengths is the addition of being able to play as different characters. The main story lets you play as Speedwagon, Sapelli, Strezor, as well as other characters in the Extra Battles mode, and of course, JoJo himself. The Speedwagon section was fun, but I felt that not being able to use Harmon made the level a bit too difficult, so I was forced to use his charge attack to one-shot enemies. Otherwise I'd failed the mission because I ran out of time. Sapelli was really fun to play as because his fighting style was really unique to JoJo's. His block was difficult to use and it felt more like some kind of parry. Completing the game and finishing certain stages under specific conditions will unlock extra battles. In these extra battles, you play scenarios that didn't happen in the manga or from the point of view of another character. There was a special Dio mode that I read about online, but I'm not really sure on how you unlock it, so I wasn't able to capture any footage of that. Did I mention the game doesn't have any English translation whatsoever? Like, I mean, I even looked online to find, like, some translation, and I just couldn't find anything. But that shouldn't be too much of a problem, because most of the, like, menus are in English anyway, like a lot of Japanese games. And the gameplay is, like, simple enough that you're not really going to need to understand it too much. Your biggest barrier may be, like, with a character's move list, but I have already translated Jonathan's for you, and that should be all you really need. And I also have like the Harmon chart that I showed you earlier, and I'm going to show you that again here, just for your convenience. My only real issue with the game is the fight against Bruford. You swim really slowly in that fight, and you only have like a 3-hit combo you can do, and it just feels so like outside of everything else in the game. It's very weird. Like, I knew they had to have this fight in the game because of the manga, but it's just not fun to play. So I'm going to tell you basically how to beat it. So what you need to do is float above one of these air bubbles. Like, there's 4 around the map, I think. And just wait there. Don't try and move around and stuff. Wait, and just block. Block all the time until, like, Bruford, is within punching distance. Because he can basically kill you in, like, 3 hits. And that's what you have to do. You can't do it any other way. If you do, like, your special ability on him, you get, like, an extra ending for the level or something. But, yeah, that's basically what you need to do. Apart from that, the game's really fun. I would have preferred if it had a lock-on system, but that doesn't really ruin it too much. But I definitely recommend giving it a try, especially if you're a JoJo fan or you just like beat-em-ups. I might cover, like, some of the other JoJo games in a video in the future, but apart from that, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed watching the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I also stream over at twitch.tv/blissharmony. This is my first time doing a video like this. Will do more like this in the future. This just took so long to make because I didn't know what to write for it at first. And I feel like that's the kind of thing you kind of learn as you make these kinds of videos. Like, it just gets easier, right? Or maybe it doesn't, and I'm just completely wrong there. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun to make, honestly. I need to stream more often, so I have more games to make videos about. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.